get a huge early lead here in the second round of game 4. It's certainly hard to tie it up.
And tournaments, it's not just great. That's sport. I like the old man face. When he gets his look, he goes in, he holds his back, he's like, yeah, I tell you about.
What's going on, ladies and gents? Your boy FGC Gama in the house with none other than Tasty Steve. How you doing, bro?
Hey man, you know how I'm doing, man. I'm living the good life, trying to play these video games, show people to get happy about video games.
Yes,
That's why I'm here.
You certainly are living the good life, man. You know, we talked off the camera a few times in ELeague. This is incredible. Just tell us, how has your experience been so far?
So a lot of people don't understand that, like, it would be different if I came into a situation where people wanted to represent the FGC and they were just like, well, you're going to do it this way.
Right.
It has not been the case here with ELeague. They've been extremely hospitable. They've definitely asked us our input, not only mine, but Z, Rip, Sajam as well. And they made sure to make it as authentic as possible. I mean, we still have people involved like Alex Valle, whatnot, et cetera, et cetera. But it's all about keeping it homegrown, and like ELeague has done an amazing job of doing that.
Wow, absolutely. That's incredible. And just being a spectator myself, I can say that I'm blown away.
You can see it, right?
Yes,
you can see the heart that they put into it. And on top of that, like, you can see like the small nuances starting to come and be like, oh man, that's actually something that we thought would happen, and thankfully it hasn't happened, so here we are.
Yes, sir, absolutely, man. And you know, let's talk about Tasty Steve for a little bit, man. Like, first of all, I know you probably said this a billion times already, but kind of share with the people who may just be watching you on this for the very first time. Tell us a little bit about your history. How did you get to the point of being a commentator?
Well, I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri, and by way now of Chicago. So now I'm in Cali now. From originally St. Louis, and now, I mean, it's a little different because originally I have humble beginnings, man. Like, I was playing in my basement with my friend Robin Graves. Shout out to Robin Graves. And we would go play people further out, like Aaron Harris, aka this dude is godlike at video games, and he's kind of one of those people, along with Rob, who kind of set me on that path to be like, you want to look more delved in deeper to what fighting games really are. And those guys actually went with me. We traveled around the tournaments, and what ended up happening was I eventually moved to California. Now, this is after years of travel. Like, actually, like, I started traveling when I was like 15 or 16. So it's like, when I'm traveling, I didn't move out to California until I was like 28. So it's like, I've been doing that this entire time, staying as close to the scene as possible. One of the reasons I have roots everywhere is because these guys, I've been watching these guys grow up. Tekken player Anakin, I knew when this dude didn't have facial hair, you know what I mean? Like Spirogen, another Tekken player, I knew him when he didn't have like facial hair. He came to St. Louis to play us, and that's not including like Street Fighter legends like Yu Young, True Karate. Like, there's a lot of people that I grew up with, and they're basically some of the main reasons I'm here. You got like Q, you got like Fubar Duck. I followed those guys. Flow. I've been following all of these players since I started following video games. So the fact that I'm here now, I mean, it's not a stroke of genius. It's just the fact that I knew that, like, that's where I wanted to be. I knew that I wanted to be as deep in with top level play as possible. Not the people per se, but if that's where the play is coming from, I want to pick their mind. I want to be able to talk to them. So when I eventually moved out to Cali, I was going to Electric Wing Godfist Fridays, which is a Tekken stream. I started there, and then I moved my way up to Wednesday Night Fights. Shout outs to my homie AJ. He's the one who was like, yo, put that guy on the mic. And I guess, as they say, is the rest is history.
Right? Absolutely. Wow. So you definitely have a lot of background, a lot of things in your resume.
I'm making my rounds. I made my rounds. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Nowhere,
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said.
Not 09er, as they say, right?
No, I'm not an 09er. And I'm like not trying to shortchange anybody. It's just like, we've been doing this for a long time, and I'm not only talking about myself. I'm talking about these people that involved. I'm talking about your Alex Valles, your Mark Julios, and not only the Mark Julios, but your Elvin Shadows that has been doing this. You got your Big E's, your Larrys. You have those people that have been doing this for a while, who have been hosting events. You got like Panda X Gaming. You know what I'm saying? You got like the people that run KIT. Shout outs to Ian. You know what I mean? And like, it's definitely been a cornerstone kind of thing. Like, I've just been lucky enough to be in all corners to see this kind of develop into this thing, and I'm super grateful. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful not just for me. I'm grateful because the things that I love to do are getting the spotlight, and I'm being able to I'm telling people not how to feel, but I'm showing them why I feel that way, you know?
Yes,
So it makes me happy. Like, I mean, I can't even stop smiling right now because that's what it means to me, you know?
No, you're right, man. It's funny because, you know, I was telling Jake, you know, when he told me that you were free for this interview, I said, you know what, man? And I was thinking this myself, too. Steve is one of those guys, like, he just radiates enthusiasm and passion. It comes out his pores, man. You were, like, beyond excited. And I love that about that, you know, about you, because
thank you.
You're not just, you know, here for a check. You're not, you know, doing this as a job or a mechanical task. It clearly shows how much you love what you're doing.
Yeah.
So with
thank
that,
you, man.
No, absolutely, man. You know, you definitely one of those guys that I think should be where you are.
Thank you,
you're
man.
bringing
Seriously,
a lot of light.
thank you. Like, and I do want to take this time because I don't normally get to do it. I'm not like super crazy on Twitter, but I do thank everybody. I thank people like you. Like you just told me before we started. You was like, look, man, I can't be a top player, but I want to be able to contribute to what we love. You know what I'm saying? Like that says a lot about you. Like I see that when I'm like, man, that dude's about the love of the community. This isn't like you said, this is not just a check. I do this because I love it. Like I love video games. Like you guys can't see it, but I got like these are video game tattoos on both my wrists. Wow. Like this is forever. And if people don't know that, now they know. Like you know what I mean? Absolutely. I'm sorry, I go on little rants.
No,
I apologize.
No way. I should do as least talking as possible because you're usually commentating.
Yeah.
You don't always have a chance. Usually you're talking about the other plays.
Yes.
This is one of those rare cases you get to talk about yourself. So feel free to elaborate on anything you want, man. And speaking of all this passion, the energy and love, right? This is the 30th year of Street Fighter.
Yes,
so
that is
what I
true.
want to ask you is, what does Street Fighter mean to you, man?
Wow. I mean, especially now it's kind of like, it's different. Like now it means it's a livelihood now. Like I've went past everything else to get right here. Yeah. That's hard as hell. Right. Like to say I'm not gonna do a 9 to 5, but I did do a 9 to 5 to work at a restaurant. I worked at a restaurant to throw those packages in the back of a UPS truck. I've done all of that.
You broke some of my packages.
Now I'm pretty sure I did, and I cursed when I did it. And I'm telling you right now, like a lot of people don't know where everybody came from to get here. People don't understand that the fighting game community is a focal point for all these different personalities, for all these different people. We do have bad people, but what society does not have bad people? And it does not mean that all those people are bad, but think about the thing that has us here. It's video games. We are here to talk about, play, get mad about, get salty about, go out to eat once we're done. Video games. And like, man, it's beautiful. Man, I really like video games.
Oh man!
So,
so it's safe to say Street Fighter is like your life.
Yeah. Oh God, Street Fighter now it's definitely a part of my life. It meant. It is my introduction to fighting games. Like, don't get me wrong, I went to Tekken and Guilty Gear, and that was one of my main passions. And we all have those games that we play. But it snowballed. Not only for me, I mean, it means almost everything to me now, but look at all these other people. Look at the reason we're here, and it has to be a part of your life. It's 100% a part of my life. One of the first motions I was ever able to do was a fireball. That's why I got a tattoo. That's why I have that tattoo, because like, I didn't know before I got this tattoo, and I didn't know that this is what I would be doing. But I've had this tattoo longer than Say Jam has been alive, and I think that's like some of the craziest shit in the world. I don't mean to curse. I apologize. But I'm just saying that like I count all of those. I don't only count like what I'm doing right here. I count everything that led me to this point. I count meeting Say Jam. I count meeting Alex Valle. I count meeting Mike Watson. I count meeting Mike Ross and Gutex, Fudo. I can go on forever because I look up to those guys. Like, and I look up to what you're doing. Like, it takes a lot to put yourself in a position to say this is what I want to do. You forego a lot to get here, and a lot of people don't see that. So thank you for doing this, because there's not a lot of people that understand what you go through to get to this point.
Fridays in Atlanta, there's a lot of other things you can get into.
If I told you about last night. Anyway,
right. So you're right about that. It takes a lot of love and interest in doing it. It is really a labor of love, you know, and it has to be. And so, thank you again for what you're doing, man. And you know, just listening to the way you speak, you just exude gratitude and appreciation. So I want to go back to ELeague just for a second, man. You know, with that, like, how do you feel about this experience overall? I know you've commentated at other events, you know, some huge majors. I'm not going to go through all of them. You probably don't have enough time to cover how much you've done. But this is the first time you're ELeague, because it's the first time they ever done it.
It's the first time for Street Fighter,
So what is it, you know, how has it been like? You're on TBS.
I like...
On my DVR, I'm seeing your face like on Twitch. I can't get this guy away from like screen, computer, phone, now on television. Come on, like,
So,
how's it like?
I'm first off, and Say Jam can tell you this. I'm super worried about people getting tired of me because like as entertaining I guess as I am, I just want people to get like how I feel when they play the game. Like that's the only reason I do this.
Okay.
I can be super analytical. I can give you the frames and whatnot, etc., etc. But that won't let everybody play with us. That won't. You know what I mean? That won't get guy sitting behind the camera playing with us 100% of the time. It don't work like that.
Shout out to Jake.
Shout out to Jake. You already know what it is, man. Nice mustache. I don't care what anybody says. I love it. And don't you change for anybody. Anyways, that is something that you have to think about is like, look at where we are now. Like I can't, I legitimately just told Christine, I was like, yo, is this my life? Like, is this, like, I seriously, I go to sleep and I'm just like, nah, this is not real. I'm gonna go to sleep. And then, like, I was playing video games with Shaq the other day and, like, I'm like, man, me and my little brother, like, my brother Brandon, we looked up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we look up to those people. And, of course, Lupe is there. And, like, Lupe is part of the reason I've shaped who I am. You hear me? Like, and a lot of people don't know that. The reason I'm here is because, like, I listen to people like Lupe was like, yo, man, it's all right for you to be who you are. Like these things, like I count everything, and that's why I say it. So being here, like I thank the people that like listening to me. If you like seeing me, for the love of God, thank you. Hug your mama, kiss your baby, do all of that, cause like thank you, and I like man, like this has changed my life. Like it 100% has. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some bad with everything, but I'm only looking to the sky. We can only go up. You can only go up. As the FGC, we can only go up. I tell everybody that you can only go up from where you are right now, and that's how I try to live, and that's how I see what happens here at ELeague. We started from Wednesday night fights. I started from playing in my friend's basement. You know what I'm saying? And I started at a KIT. KIT was the first event I've ever actually commentated at. Oh, wow. And that's why I love Ian. That's why I like my Midwest, my Mid-South roots, because like those guys, they gave me love. So I want to push that to everybody, not just me. I don't want to be the only person here. I want to see you. You know what I'm saying? I want to go across the globe and be like, yo, this is crazy, man. I can't believe they booked me here. I woke up and I couldn't believe I was here. I want that for you. I want that for everybody. And even if it is just playing games, being able to travel to some events, not all events. Thank you guys. It's man, I just like playing video games, and the fact that I'm able to do it in front of people, god damn, man. Like that feels amazing. Like, oh man, I was about to drop a mean F-bomb. The F-bomb had like stink lines coming off of it, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely. You know, and it's crazy because when I was talking to Christine, I talked about how people tend to be more vocal when it's something negative. You know, like customer service. If you ever done a job in customer service, you know what I'm talking about. They only call when they want something to be done, complaint, etc. And you seem to be the extreme opposite of that. You're just like, again, you're just talking about all the things you love, all the things you admire, you appreciate, and that's a great attitude in life. So is there anything that you would recommend to the, members in the FGC, and I mean by members anyone, extreme monsters, those that are like viewing from a distance, etc., that can help them get past that little curve of negativity? Because I know, speaking in general, we are kind of apprehensive when it comes to like the ELeague.
Oh yeah, everybody.
All these new ventures, new sponsors. Everyone kind of stands behind the scenes and watches with a very skeptical eye. And your attitude seems to be, like you're not ignorant to the negativity.
I'm not.
But you seem to be able to surpass it. So what are some things you can share with those people that kind of have a more positive, optimistic look?
I see what we're doing as growth. And I attribute that to anybody. As an adult, you start at a young age, and you grow up. At 5, you might fall and skin your knee because you're running too fast. You're not going to keep running the same speed when you know it's a danger. You're not going to keep. You get older, you start driving, you get into a car accident, you get a speeding ticket. Those are two different extremes, but you learn from that. And later, you say, well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't drive too fast. And you take all those things and you roll it into become a better person. Every hiccup, every bump, every fall, every skinned knee that the FGC has gotten to this point, every hiccup, every bad amount of press, every Kotaku article, and not even say that it's a Kotaku article, but those people are uninformed. And some of those people are uninformed. Let me be correct. Some of those people are uninformed. But I guarantee you, if you ever want to be in the light of with the community, come out to the community. I said the same thing to Lupe Fiasco. Like, don't be afraid to come out and hang out because of your star status. Because I can tell you right now, if it's about the game, you're gonna know it's about the game. That's why we can hang out and do those things. So when it comes to negativity in the FGC, and I mean this with all of my heart, we're here to play video games. The icebreaker has already been made. We don't have to. You don't have to agree on anything. The common ground is right there. Why don't we just talk about video games? Why don't we help build together? That's why I love people like Spooky. That's why I love people like Arturo Sanchez. That's why I love. Shout outs to my bro. That's why. Like, he doesn't talk to one person. He talks to everybody, and he talks about it in a positive light. So if we can grow together, then we're gonna blow up together. You know what I mean? That's why I have so much love. When it comes to negativity, we're starting from the same point. The ice has already been broken. Let's just hang out, play video games, enjoy them, talk about them, talk to your friends about them, talk to your mom about it. Because right now, like, it's more than okay. It's like, it's what you want to do. It's 100%. You're talking about video games, but you got these stickers because you wanted to talk about video games. ELeague wanted us to have fun, play video games, and share that with people. And that's what we're doing.
And that's exactly
They're
what we're
helping
doing.
us. Like, what else do you need to enjoy yourself at a fighting game event? What other reason do you have not to be mean or on a stream or TV to not be? We're having fun. Come on.
Absolutely. Right. And so, you know, just to kind of wrap it up, let's bring it back to ELeague again, since you touched on that, man. Like, this is the very first time they're doing this. And moving forward, man, I'm pretty sure you hope to be a part of whatever.
Oh, man, I really hope so.
But any specifics, like what are your thoughts in terms of how things have been thus far and where you would like to see it go? And I'm talking specifically with ELeague.
Okay, so like where ELeague is right now, and I said this before, they are very like inclusive. Excuse me. They made sure to include me. They made sure to include people like Alex Valle. You get those people criticize them for some of the people that they picked to be here. But on the same note, people are like, yo, why would you put him in the same bracket when he did all this other stuff? They do that because they want that part of us. So if they want that part of us, we've been doing this, like I said, long before half of these 09ers were playing the game. What people are complaining about seeing was already there. Everybody does not feel as confidently in that everybody else does. You have to remember that. ELeague did that, and they said, you know what? We want you guys to do what you're already doing, but for everybody else. That's what they say. Well, you're already doing it. Do it for all those people. You wanted this information regardless. Now you're doing it for all those people. There are people out there that want that information that you are providing. Make sure that you give it to them. ELeague has given people the information, and now they're even going back and double checking it with the people that they're sharing it with. ELeague has done a good job. Where I see this going, I see like ELeague and video games, especially competitive fighting games, being played in a competitive arena. Believe it or not, I haven't said it to many, but that's where I see these stadiums. I see you Red Bull stadiums where people are going to be lining up and going to play.
Are you talking like just for competitive gaming?
I'm talking about just for competitive gaming.
Not a football.
Not a football, just a straight up arena. Because I mean, it's not even that like, think about it. It's not far fetched. Look, we have a studio now. You know what I'm saying? We have people that are coming to watch and play. How far-fetched is it to have 1,000 people sitting there watching you play? You know what I mean? But absolutely. Like I said, I go off the heart. I go off of what I don't need to see that because for me, validation has already happened. Now everything else is icing. I'm telling you right now. If they say, "Hey, Steve, not only are you going to be on TV, you're going to be in 8 countries," I'm like, I better learn some more languages then. I mean, I barely know this one, but we're gonna learn another one. You know what I mean? Like, I want everybody to be included, and that's how I feel about it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Hey, man, it's no problem. Thanks, thanks for having me, man.
Everything that you do, the community appreciates you. Everyone watching this video,
yo, I appreciate
follow
you,
my man.
I appreciate the community.
Yes,
follow
sir.
this man. If you trust me, I'm gonna tweet this. I'm gonna share it all.
Right. And your boy Gama signing out with Tasty Steve. Peace and love.
Peace.